Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to another build video on Evil Dead the game. I am Pixels, and I am doing a Pablo build. I have done a Pablo build since he got a buff, so I really thought it was time that we start off the new year doing a new Pablo build, and it would be really nice to do that. So the first thing that we're going to go for is 4 points into Shems Plus. So the reason we do this is that we get extra health from getting Shems Plus on our characters. So it obviously gives yourself more health. It will give your teammates a little bit extra health as well. A lot of people say it doesn't, but it actually does. It's a very minute percentage. It's not huge, but it's definitely worth putting on your support characters, especially since support characters get targeted a lot. So make sure you put 4 and 4 in that on all your supports. In my opinion, it's worth it. Definitely do that. And so then we're going to put 1 point in Awful Dodger. We don't need to max this out. With the pink fuck upgrades, you will get 3 dodges, so don't worry about that. The next thing we go for is 2 points into Seeing Stars. The reason I don't max this out is that it's not really worth it. I'm mainly picking up balance bar weapons with Pablo, you know, and also 3-speed weapons, so I can deplete balance bars relatively fast than anyways. So putting it to 10% is more than enough. But, you know, once we do get in prestige, it'd definitely be worth putting the final point into this, so that way you can buff it up as well. And then we're just going to put 1 point into Wig Split. You know, an extra 5% headshot damage didn't hurt anyone at all, other than some demons. So we're going to come down here. We're going to put long life batteries on, and this is actually quite helpful. You know, you can forget to turn your flashlight off on some occasions, but this does help out, especially playing a support character that you will be looking for a lot of supplies like ammo, amulets, and, you know, colas. So this can help out a little bit, but it's not the main reason why we put it in there. The main reason is getting deep pockets amulets on Pablo. So this way we can carry up to 7 amulets on the character, which is quite huge. You can basically turn this guy into an amulet vending machine, which is fucking awesome. And then we're going to put 3 points into Reinforced Amulet. So with Reinforced Amulet being an extra 10% damage reduction there, obviously what we're going to do is stack that with Tougher Than Hell, and we're going to max out Tougher Than Hell too. So we get a nice spicy 20% damage reduction once we do have our shield active, which you will have active on Pablo. So with my type of playstyle Pablo is, I will actually be using the amulets on myself, so that way, you know, the teammates can get the benefits from it, since his last buff actually put up the shield bar increase that was restored to teammates to 20, and it wasn't actually massive. It was basically the same as other supports. So it's nice that he actually gets a nice little buff over other supports using shields as well. So for me, it makes sense to put Reinforced Amulet on, so that way it can get a nice damage reduction. I don't bother with improved amulet increasing the shield bar length. I don't think the extra 10% is worth it, especially playing a support character. However, you know, later down the line, maybe when I've gotten prestige and I have the extra 5 skill points, I might look into putting this on. But for this build and for my type of playstyle, it's not worth it. And like I said, the Reinforced Amulet will do more than enough stacked with Tougher Than Hell, which will be really great, especially against how demons play lately. And, you know, they do tend to target supports quite often. So, okay, so now we're going to put a point in First Aid. You know, it does help out a little bit, extra 15% health recovered when you heal someone. You know, it's a decent perk. So, and then we're going to put 2 points into Deep Pocket Shems Callers. We're going to carry an extra 2 Shems with this guy. And obviously that way we can carry 6 Shems and then 7 amulets, which is just absolutely crazy for me. Okay, so then we're going to put 1 point into Pack and Pop, and then we're going to put 4 points into Industrial Strength. So the way I like to play Pablo, I like to be a bit tanky. I like to stay hidden from the demon. And, you know, obviously having the extra maxed out industrial strength helps out with that. And I slow play the character. In my opinion, I think he's best played slow played. Obviously, a lot of people like to objective rush with him. You know, that is doable, of course, and you can be a pain in the ass for the demon if you do that. However, for me, I like to stick around, you know, slow walk playing to the other map pieces, and that way I can sort of get a lot of supplies for the team, including, you know, things like ammo, you know, extra Shems to keep my team alive, and obviously amulets. And not only that, but more pink fuck upgrades for myself, so that way I can buff up my shield as I'm going along, as spawning amulets as well. However, there's a different playstyle you can go for him, and it's as simple as just swapping 1 skill point. So you can take a skill point out of Industrial Strength and then just put 1 point into Pack and Pop. And the like the main reason why you do this is if you're going to fast play him, and that way you can start with an extra caller at the start of the game as well. So you start with an extra 2 callers. That way you don't have to worry about finding an extra caller. It's just a little bit faster type of playstyle for him if you prefer doing that method. However, like I said, I like to slow play him, so I like to go for the increased industrial strength there as well. But yeah, this is my best build on Pablo, but now I'm going to tell you guys how to spend the pink fuck on this character. So the first thing that you go for on any class and any character is stamina. You want to get your max stamina, max dodges as soon as possible. If you're found early game, this can be really, you know, game changing. This is life or death we're talking about here, having the extra dodges and timing them well. So it's very important that you get that on any survivor as fast as possible. And then the next thing I go for is shield. Obviously, the way I play Pablo, I like to use the shields on myself as well. So maxing out to 4 bars, and then when we're looting, we can pop the amulets into our shield bar and also keep our amulet count up to 7 as well. So we can constantly keep spawning amulets, obviously with the cooldown of his ability. And obviously we're going to find amulets jotted around the place too. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about just wasting amulets on yourself. You will have more than enough playing Pablo, I promise you that. and then the next thing I go for is health. I like to max out my health. Just to be a bit more tanky. And then I like to go fear as well, have a little bit of fear resistance on there. It does help out, so that way I don't have to worry about myself getting possessed too much as well. The main reason I don't really go for melee or range so fast on this character is that I'm mainly just spamming special moves, and I'm spamming finishes. And, you know, you only get a 5% extra attack speed. You only get a little bit of damage buff as well from that. So I think, like, the other categories, you definitely get a lot more benefits from playing this character rather than trying to go for damage. However, you know, you can do the whole damage thing with Pablo if that's how you like to play. For me, playing this guy in the most efficient way is definitely just spamming, you know, special moves with, like, a sledgehammer, a mace. The main thing I like to pick up on this guy, though, is like a hand axe, you know, like a 3-speed weapon. So obviously we can drain balance bars relatively fast with that too. You know, even a meat hammer goes well with Pablo, or a shovel. You know, anything with balance bar, anything that's like really fast attacking as well, it works out great. You know, I found a purple hand axe, and I was just in loving life playing the support with a purple hand axe. It's not really weapons that I like to use on other classes, but it works out well on support characters as well. But yeah, so those are like the sort of weapons, melee weapons I like to look out for. Ranged weapons, obviously I like to use a revolver on this guy. You know, it's Pablo with a revolver. Of course, you're going to use a revolver on him. But of course, I like to use shotguns as well, like boomsticks, double barrels, they go well too. Obviously, don't prioritize range too much because you want to save the ammo for your hunters, so only use the ranged if necessary on your character, you know. The main thing is you need to stack up ammo as much as possible to drop for your hunters. However, if you don't have a hunter on your team, you know, it doesn't hurt to obviously keep that ammo for yourself and then obviously use it for yourself as well. Anyways, guys, this has been my new best Pablo build on Evil Dead the game. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the build. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, hit that sub button if you are new to the channel for more Evil Dead content. Hopefully we have a strong year ahead for this game, and I'm really, really excited to see what they have planned for the updates, especially the upcoming update, which I think will be absolutely awesome, being it centered around Ash vs Evil Dead. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Pixels, you're my awesome viewers. I'll catch you guys in the next one.